Welcome to the ABCs today.
Welcome to the ABCs of Home Organization, the podcast that simplifies home management, one letter and habit at a time. I'm your host, Stephanie King, your go-to gal for all things decluttering and home organizing. Thank you so much for joining me. This podcast is all about breaking down home organization into bite-sized, doable habits. Inspired by my book, ABCs of Home Organization, each episode gives you quick, actionable steps to clear the clutter, build routines that stick, and turn your space into a home that empowers you. Whether your home feels like chaos or you just want a little refresh, you're in the right place. We're here to simplify your world, elevate your mindset, and give you back your time so you can focus on what really lights you up. New episodes drop every Wednesday at 6 a.m., perfect for that morning coffee or commute. Hit play, subscribe, and let's get this transformation started. Your beautifully organized life starts now. Hey y'all, and welcome to the ABCs of Home Organization. I am Stephanie, your organizing enthusiast. So excited to be with you today. It has been 5 weeks now since we have started this organizing podcast. So tell me what's going on. How is life? How is your spaces? Have you been transforming? Are things improving? I have not had a lot of feedback, so if you have any thoughts, suggestions, and room for improvement, I want to hear all about it from you. So please share, leave a comment below, and or join our Facebook group, ABCs of Home Organization, and let us know what you're thinking. Appreciate you. So let's jump right into this week's content. Welcome to episode E. E is for establishing routines. Repetition helps develop habits, and the earlier one starts consistently completing household tasks, the more ingrained these habits become. Let's ponder that one. So if as a child you are in the habit of putting items away, as an adult, that habit will just roll over. It's like when you drive home and you've done that route a million times and you're like, how did I get here? I don't even actively remember driving past that store or on that road. And so our goal is to make routines so ingrained that we don't even realize we're doing it. So what is the importance of routines? We've touched on this briefly over the last few episodes, but routines are vitally important for you to maintain the organizing systems that are in your house. You have to start doing things every day. If you put it off and just wait until the weekend or once a month or when you feel overwhelmed, you're going to be starting at a deficit. And so if you're able to incorporate daily routines that are already part of your daily habits, so like when you make a cup of coffee, when it's brewing, wipe down the counter. Or when you are walking to your car, take the mail that needs to go to your mailbox so that the mailman can get it. So like it's always just a tag along kind of a habit or a thing that you're adding on to the routine that's already happening that you don't even think about. You're going to your car to drive to work, you're going to pass by the mailbox, and then you just add on that one little thing. Or when you're coming back into the house, you would check your mail when you walk by the mailbox. So just kind of think of things like that. And then as we have mentioned multiple times, the more organized your house is, the less clutter that will be around, which causes less stress on you, but also less time you have to spend picking up the clutter and or cleaning. Worth it. And then it's also kind of contagious. So obviously an organizer is my job. I do this. I post articles, blog posts, I show before and afters, and this has been my life for years. But I can't tell you how many times friends, family will reach out to me or show me before and after. Like they're so excited by their before and after photos, and it's contagious. So if you yourself are so excited because this beautiful drawer that was chaotic and disorganized, you've now organized, you're so excited by it, you're going to show everybody else, and then they're going to catch that drive, that excitement, that desire to organize. And it's like, tag, you're it. And it's beautiful. So I highly recommend that you, every time that you organize a drawer, closet, room, etc., brag a little. Show your friends, show your family, show me, post it on Instagram or your social media accounts because it's contagious. People love the before and afters, and it's motivational for everyone as well. I remember one client, after we started organizing her house together, she told me how she has been using her clothes budget that she has for herself to buy organizing supplies. And so it was the bathroom and then the kitchen, and then you have the kids area. So just realize that it is contagious for yourself as well as everyone else in your life, and prepare yourself. And just a quick side caveat, don't let yourself be one of those ones that just pulls everything out and then you get so overwhelmed that you can't finish. Just one area at a time, one drawer, one cabinet, one section in your closet. Don't do the entire closet, and just complete one area first before you move on. Make the decision for each item before you move on. That is vitally important for the success of organizing. Key to establishing routines is you actually have to do them, correct? So we want to build motivation, momentum. We want to start these little tasks that you're able to complete that are giving you the serotonin, the dopamine hits to the brain so that you keep doing them, so that they then become a habit. The saying is what, 21 days of doing something every day will build a habit in your brain. And studies actually show that it's probably potentially even longer than that you need to be doing it before it's actually cemented into the brain. So start today. Do little tasks, and it doesn't matter what it is, because if you keep waiting until the perfect scenario arrives, such as your friend is helping you, you have the energy for it, you have a day off from work and there's absolutely nothing else on your to-do list, you have the supplies, your boss gave you a bonus, like whatever the caveat is in your brain that you can't start until, erase that, do away with that, okay? Because if you keep waiting, it's a trap. You can't wait for the perfect scenario. It's like climbing a mountain. So we are doing a 6-day hike into Machu Picchu next month. Yay, I'm so excited. But if we just decided to book the flight for this weekend and go hike it, us Houstonians who live at 0 elevation would most likely have difficulty with that 15,000 elevation. So take baby steps, right? You put on your shoes. That's like step one. That is a goal. If all you do is put on your shoes, walk out the door, and do a block, that is a huge success. And that is step one of getting me up a mountain. And so just break down your house in the same regard. What one thing can you do that you're like, this is not even worth it. I'm not even going to tell anyone that I did this. But you know that that's a huge step. So just take whatever small task it is, even if it's putting a donation bin in the room that you want to start, putting a box of trash bags in that room, if it's doing one drawer, if it's inviting a friend over to help you go through that area and keep you company, whatever the small task, I challenge you this week to do it. The one small task that is starting to build that habit, is starting the routine, is starting you on the path and the journey to organizing. And if you are feeling paralyzed or I don't know where to start, just pick a spot. It does not matter. The great thing about organizing and the systems is that you are continuously changing and your systems will continuously change. Nothing is permanent. And so I'm a big proponent of jumping in and just going. And so I read an article the other day. People that are more successful in life are the ones that just jump in and go and do it. They're not planning. They're not waiting and outlining that I'm going to do this, then this, then this, then this, because by the time that the plan has been created and you're like, okay, I'm ready to jump in, people like myself have already tried 12 different plans and failed at 11 and have the 12th one being successful, right? And so I've also potentially learned a ton from those 11 fails, and the 12th one is even better than I could have ever imagined, because I would not have even known or learned about it unless I had failed those 11 times. And so just go, guys, just jump in, just do it. And there's nothing that can happen if you so-called fail, right? Like, I don't even think failing is a word in the dictionary that we need to be using, because no matter what you do or how you do it, you're learning, and it's taking you closer to where you need to be and where you want to be. So who cares? The only one that's going to be seeing it is you, or potentially a family member, roommate, etc. But I'm sure the love is there. And so no one's going to be like, oh my gosh, why did you buy that? Like, this is horrible. No, you're trying it out. You're seeing if it works. You're living with it for a week or so to see if it does work. If it doesn't work, you now know why not. So you can get rid of whatever it was. And you probably have a better idea of what would work, because you've been paying attention, you've been focusing, you've been living in that organizing system, and you now have more knowledge. It works because it gets action. And that is the goal right now, is to create action, to create steps, and to get you flowing, right? Like you want to shift the things in your house so that routines are being made. Okay, so what are some routines? Something as simple as making your bed every day. And a lot of people recommend that you start with that anyway because it's a win. It's that little thing where you think it's not a big deal. But when you walk into your bedroom and your bed is made, it triggers something in your brain of, oh, neat. And if it's not made, it gives you a different set. And it's also, if you make your bed, that's telling your brain, okay, it's time to start the day. I'm out of my bed. I'm getting dressed. I'm going about my day. It's time. It's ready. Like, this is it. Unloading the dishwasher. So if you ran your dishwasher the night before, unload it in the morning so that it's fresh, it's empty. And anytime that you make a dirty dish that day, it's ready to receive that dirty dish. Or while you're brushing your teeth, wipe down your bathroom counter, wipe down the mirror. You don't have to do that every day, but if the sink gets messy or you have toothpaste, wipe it down immediately. Don't let it sit there. Don't let it build up, right? Like, that is the key. We want to prevent pileup. And then at the end of the night, big fan of tidying the living spaces where we live. So fold those blankets, put the pillows back on the couch or fluff them, whatever you have to do. If you used your remotes and they're in a different space than you normally keep them, put them back where they belong. If you have dirty dishes, put them in the kitchen, ideally in the dishwasher, and or wash them. And then all your clothes, dirty clothes, go into the hamper immediately when you take them off of you. Put them in the hamper. And if they don't make it to the hamper, it's quite possible that that hamper needs to move locations. And so wherever you take off your clothes for the day, that's where you want your hamper. And so if that's in your closet, hamper goes in the closet. If that's in your bathroom, goes in your bathroom. Make sense? Everything that we talk about and discuss, you're helping your future self. And so I've gotten into the habit of talking about future Steph. And so today, I don't care about Steph today. A lot of times, I'm going to eat this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to sit here, I'm not going to do that. But future Steph, I love her. She's great. And I want to help her. And so the habits that you do today become the routines that help future Steph tomorrow, or future your name tomorrow. And then you want to account for the time that you have extra time, which I know sometimes is impossible. But even if it's like the 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes a day equals 60 hours a year, which is a lot of time. So maybe each week you do one room and you spend 10 minutes a day in that one room, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You set a timer for 10 minutes. If ever that 10 minutes goes off, I can keep going. If all you have is 10 minutes is wonderful. Congratulations. You just decluttered and organized for 10 minutes. That is a huge plus. And then just rotate through the rooms until you're through all of them. You can also, if you don't want to do 10 minutes a day, if you'd rather do 2 hours on the weekend or an hour on the weekend, do that. I personally would prefer to do a longer session in one day than do 10 minutes every day. But if you are extremely overwhelmed and 10 minutes is all you mentally can commit to, just do 10 minutes. That is a phenomenal amount of time. One of the most important organizing routines that I can recommend that you do is staying on top of your laundry. So many clients have a lot of clothes on the ground. And half the time it's, I've worn this once, I'm going to wear it again, and they don't know where to put it. So what I recommend is that push all your clothes together, create a section of your closet, and these are your worn once, will wear again before I wash them section. And so they have one more wear before they go into the hamper. And so get everything off the floor. We don't want anything on the floor because that, again, creates the pileups, right? You want to make laundry a weekly routine. And if there is a lot of laundry to do, whether you have 3 outfits throughout the day, multiple people in the house that you're doing laundry for, and you do it every day, you want some system in place for laundry because it piles up, it causes overwhelm, I get called in. And that is what, we want to avoid. So you're going to do laundry every week, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, go ahead and just assign it. Sunday is laundry day. And you know that that is when you will be doing your laundry. If it's not quite Sunday available, you could always do it when your laundry basket fills up. once this is full, I know that this is a one load of laundry. I have to do laundry. If you have a bag that you fill and it's dry clean only, once that bag is full, you take it. Or if you have like a favorite blouse, then you know you're going to be wanting to wear it later in the week, you take it then. And so there's a system in your mind in place of when you have to do the laundry. And so decide that. Look at your laundry, look at your habits, decide exactly when you're going to do laundry. And then again, just remember consistency is always, always, always better than perfection. So doing it every day, doing it whatever the routine is, once a week, every other day, when it's full, the consistency of X is what we're shooting for. Another big routine also is grocery shopping, pantries, fridge clean outs, and stuff like that. Every pantry that I have been in has had at least one expired item, if not hundreds. I did a pantry 2 weeks ago. She had at least 10 bags of expired food. And a lot of it was because they moved in like 2020 or 2021, and all the food was expired before they moved, but they like moved it and then they bought new food, and that kind of like went in front of the old food. And so all of the expired food was up high behind things. And so like they ate the food that was in the front, but all this stuff was behind it. So like we trashed a lot of it, which was sad to see. But one routine with your pantry and your fridge is that when you buy new stuff, it goes behind. And so it's like a grocery store. You shift all the cans to the front so that the furthest expired away is in the back. And it kind of like rotates forward. Even in your refrigerator, if you have fruits, veggies, etc., you shift those towards the front, and what you just bought goes towards the back, so that you're going to eat what expires quicker. Like even my own fridge, all my condiments are expired. And I guarantee you have a lot of condiments that are expired as well. Check them out. You'd be surprised. And it's up to you whether or not you continue to use them. So a fun game I always play with clients, and especially if another organizer is there with me and we're working in the pantry either together or there's two pantries and we're working in separate, is what is the oldest item in the pantry? So last week was 2012. A little bit old, right? Tad old. But the oldest I've ever found was from the 90s. And that was awesome, a great find. And it just makes it more fun, lighthearted, not such a big deal that these items are expired, right? Routinely go through your food areas so that one, you're eating what you have so it doesn't go bad. And then two, you have a system in place, aka putting the new stuff in the back and rotating to the front. I know there's apps where you can plug in what you have and they'll give you different food meal suggestions. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me today and hearing all about the letter E. Remember that getting organized is not about perfection. It's about creating a space that empowers you and makes your life easier. But more importantly, be kind to yourself during this organizing process. If you found today's episode helpful, please subscribe, share it with a friend, or leave a review. Also join our Facebook group, ABCs of Home Organization, and post pictures or ask questions, or tell us how your journey is going. I'll be back soon with more actionable tips to help you transform your space and your life. Until next time, happy organizing.